Morning everybody, it's Chad from Six Blog. So this morning I want to do a video. It's going to be the first video probably in a series of videos over the next year or so, just however long it takes me to do them. I'm planning to do a JMT, John Muir Trail through hike, summer of 2018. So it may be a little bit premature, I don't think so, but I'm super excited about it. I've already been planning on it for all of this year. I've already set my mind to it. So the last 2 months basically I've been going over gear list, I've been reading up, I've been watching videos, I've been totally just enthralled with the John Muir Trail, more so than I've been in the past. So of course one of the first things I did when I decided I was going to do it is I was like, I'm going to make a gear list. I want to know what I'm bringing. I want to get everything kind of start getting in line. Now I will say I've never ever been to the Sierras, so I'm doing a lot of research, I'm watching a lot of videos, I'm trying to learn as much as I can about conditions that I'll expect over there. One thing I've pretty much learned is it's like anywhere else you go. You can't really bank on any conditions until you're actually standing there, or at least a couple of weeks out. Obviously the weather in the Sierras can be huge. It just depends on when you go. So saying that, I have decided, I've compared to other people's gear lists that's previously done the trail, and I've been doing a lot of research. The gear that I have I'm very familiar with. I've been using my own gear for several years now. So there's a lot of stuff that I feel like I can make good judgments about, even though I've never been there. And the first thing I want to talk about in this series is going to be my cook kit. Now saying that too, I've actually had several people lately ask me about the cook kit. It's a different cook kit that I've been using for quite a while. I've been using this one for a while now, but I kind of changed up. And what I mean by that is, for the longest time I got into Esbit alcohol stoves. I'd used canister stoves in the past. That was actually the first kind of stoves that I ever used, was a canister stove. I'm sure it's like most people that backpack, canister stove is probably your first one. And of course I've used wood. Now I have my favorites in all of those, but what I've kind of come back to is that I just like the ease and the convenience of a canister stove. So that's what I've been using, and that's what I'm planning on taking with me on the trail next year. And that's essentially what I have here, and I just kind of want to show you what I've got. Now first off, just so you know, my entire cook kit, which consists of the cook pot, the stove, a towel, a spoon, my cup, and then the Cuban fiber stuff sack to hold it all together, comes to 8.88 ounces. Now that's not the lightest. I have other cook kits that are much lighter, but for me that meets the best function versus weight ratio that there is. Just so you know, the mug that I'm planning on carrying, unless I change my mind, is the Mountain Laurel Designs 475 milliliter titanium mug with a Snow Peak hot lip on it, and just it's a hiker trash koozie is what I've been using. I love this thing because it only weighs 1.68 ounces. However, there's a lot of pieces to it. That's one thing I don't like, particularly the hot lips. It's real easy for these to come loose and for me to lose them, so I'm kind of looking out. I may end up going with something a little different, but I do like this. I also like that since it's a titanium cup, I can actually just put my water in that, put that on my canister stove, turn it on, heat up my water, and I'm good to go. I ain't even got to worry about using my cook pot if I don't want to. So it kind of gives me some variances there. I can actually cook in my cook pot and at the same time boil some water in here for a hot drink. So that's really nice. One thing I want to say before I get too involved in it is, first off, this is the ECA 252 Evernew Ultralight 0.9 liter titanium cook pot. That's a mouthful. But anyway, I've been going back and forth with the lids. Right now I'm back to the stock supplied lid. In the past I'd used this. This is just a piece of titanium foil. It's cut out to fit into the cook pot. Got a little vent hole and a little lid there. This works great, and it's much lighter than the lid that comes with it. However, it's kind of bendy. Now, it's not like aluminum foil bendy. This will actually retain its shape for the most part, unless you're just completely super hard on it. It works great, but the thing is inside my pack, if it kind of gets mushed down or smushed or anything like that, this can actually kind of push into the cook pot, and that's just kind of it doesn't really affect anything, but it kind of irks me. So for that reason, for now, I'm back to the supplied cook pot lid. So the weight that I'm going to quote is actually going to be for the supplied lid, not the do-it-yourself lid. So anyway, just to show you what I have here, running my mouth. This is the cook kit. I do like to use a stuff sack on the cook kit just because I store everything inside the cook pot and the lid doesn't snap into it, it just sits inside the lip. So the lid could fall off, everything could fall out, so I use a stuff sack to kind of hold everything together. I got a Cuban fiber stuff sack because it's light. This is actually a make your own gear from Yama Mountain Gear. I got some one of the do-it-yourself stuff sack kits about 2 years ago probably, and this is one I happen to make, and it just so happened it fits the 0.9 liter Evernew cook pot pretty much perfectly. So go ahead and take it out here. Now one thing, these rubber handles, they will kind of catch on that, so I've learned that I have to kind of, what I like to do is kind of put one handle in and then just turn it, and it goes right in. But you have to kind of be careful when you're pulling it. Not careful, but you have to watch it because those rubber handles will kind of grip the Cuban fiber, and it kind of makes it tough to get in and out of the pot sometimes, or out of the stuff sack. So anyway, like I said, using the stock lid. I can't remember weights for each particular item. I may try and put it in the video here. But for the entire cook kit, minus the cup, I said it's 8.88 ounces for both of these. This is 1.68, so it's 7.2 ounces for the pot, the lid, the towel, the spoon, and my stove. So I'll go ahead and take everything out. And this is pretty much how I put everything in here. Just so you know, this is a 100 gram jet boil fuel canister. I'm debating, I'm probably going to take a 230 gram fuel canister on the JMT, so it will not fit inside this cook pot like this. However, if I decide to go with a smaller one, it'll obviously fit inside there, and it fits rather well. Makes everything really nice. The spoon and stuff does kind of move around and stuff, but the towel kind of helps buffer some of that. Of course, it makes a little noise. It's not just super bad, and it's not going to be rattling that much in my pack, so quite happy with that. This is it's actually a Tokes titanium short spoon. I got this from Light Trail a couple of years ago when I got the Light Trail 550 milliliter Esbit solid fuel setup, and that is actually my favorite Esbit setup as far as strictly Esbit. But anyway, this is the spoon that I got from that. Like I said, a 100 gram jet boil fuel canister, and the Soto Windmaster stove. And then I have just a microfiber, this is a small size I think, microfiber towel. This is good to dry out the cook pot or whatever I may need it for. And then like I said, the Soto Windmaster, I actually got this for Christmas. I was using a Snow Peak Light Max. It was a great stove, but I feel like they call this the Windmaster. It doesn't master the wind, but it does a lot better job than the other canister stoves that I've used whenever wind is blowing. And you can tell that the bowl is actually set inside. It's kind of inverted rather than rounded at the top. So that little wall there, it kind of protects the burner. And it just kind of protects the burner so it can burn better, and it's not as affected by the wind. Yes, the wind does affect it, but not, like I said, as bad as some of my other stoves. And I actually like this. Now, one thing that some people may not like about this particular stove is that it comes in two pieces. This is the three-leg pot stand. They have a 4-leg. I have it inside, but it weighs more, and I don't mind this. This gives really good stability for the particular cook pot that I'm using, the 0.9 liter cook pot. It does have a piezo. Piezo works excellent. I'm not sure how it's going to do at elevation. I've never, on the East Coast, I don't ever get any higher than about 6,600 feet or so. So I don't ever have to worry about that, but I will have to worry about that on the JMT, so I am bringing a mini Bic, although I guess that can give me the same problems as a piezo, so I'll figure out something. But anyway, so that's pretty much everything I've got. One reason I like this cook pot is because it's short and it's wide rather than tall and skinny. I like it because I can use my little shorty spoon. You can see here I've got plenty of room. I don't have to get my knuckles down in there to get my food out or anything, so if I decide to eat out of this, it's easy to eat out of. It's easy to get in there and clean. I don't have to worry about putting my hand in just a little small area trying to clean it out or anything like that. And it holds all of my stuff well. So those are several reasons I like it. This is probably one of the lightest 0.9 liter cook pots on the market too, especially considering it does have handles. But anyway, that's my cook kit. I really like it. I'm really looking forward to using it on the trail. Well, any trail that I go on. But I'm really excited about taking this on the trail for the JMT. I think it's going to do well for me. At least I hope it does. But I like it so much, I actually bought an entire second setup. My son is going to be going with me on this hike. At least that's the plans right now. So I bought him the exact same setup. One difference is this is the Cuben Fiber Z-Packs 0.9 liter Evernew stuff sack, whereas mine's the DIY. So that's a little different. Also, the cook pot, while it's the same ECA 252 model, this is written in red. It's got red on the handles. Also, one thing that I noticed is it looks like the tolerances are just a little bit sloppier. I think this lid is just a hair smaller in diameter than the previous one, so it actually has a little bit of movement there. I don't really like that, but you know, there's nothing I can do unless I want to get another lid like this, because this lid doesn't have that problem as bad. But anyway, you can see he's pretty much got the same stuff. There's a fuel canister. He'll carry the same size fuel canister I do. This is actually a Sea to Summit Alpha Light Shorty spoon, and he's also using the Windmaster as well. The cook pot is, you can get them for about 60 bucks is what they typically go for, unless you find them on sale. You can get them at Amazon. You can get them at zpacks.com. When I bought this one from Z-Packs, it actually came with a Cuben Fiber stuff sack, so for 60 bucks I think it was probably the best deal, unless you just find a smoking hot deal on just the cook pot itself somewhere. It comes with a stuff sack, but it's a little mesh deal. I like the Cuben Fiber one better just because it's a little lighter, and I like Cuben Fiber. The Soto Windmaster typically goes for 75 bucks. My wife got a screaming deal on it for a Christmas gift for me. She was able to use, I think, 2 different coupons. Got it for like 40 bucks on campsaver.com for Christmas. I bought this one from campsaver.com. It was still on sale. I think I paid $56 for it. So it's not the cheapest stoves out there, but I think that I feel like they work better than the other canister stoves on the market as far as using them in exposed areas. Of course, I always, just like an alcohol stove, Esbit stove, wood stove, I always try and find something to kind of use as a wind block when I'm using any stove. So I always take that into consideration too. But I just feel like, for me, I think the Soto Windmasters are the better bet. So anyway, I do plan on making a couple other videos to kind of talk about some of the other gear or kits that I plan on bringing on the JMT. It'll probably kind of over time. This was kind of on a whim. Like I said, I was talking to somebody last night about the cook pot, and it just kind of put it in my brain. I was like, hey, I'm going to just do a video, because I haven't done a video on the Windmaster stove or talked anything about it. So there it is, folks. If you have any comments or questions, as usual, leave them below. I'll do my best to get back to you. And of course, I appreciate you for watching. Thank you.